Good morning, everyone. KJ here. It's Wednesday morning. We're going to get some relief from the heat these next couple of days. I believe it might have something to do with all those storms that's come through Texas. God bless all of them that's lost homes or lives or anything else. OKJ is here smoking my cigarette, having my coffee, and thanking all the Rays for putting up with me and allowing me to move forward with what, y'all? The Donna Adelson case. I've been saying Adelson all this time. I think it was Ban Me, had left in the comments that I'd been saying the name wrong. And then when I finally got it right, by explaining that I was going to do a deep dive into the bullet bourbon, some of y'all were able to say, yeah, that's right, Adelson. Well, whether it's Adelson or Adelson, I know I got to correctly say the name, but that woman has serious issues. So, when I decided to do this case, I thought, well, why this case? Why not? There's obviously other cases out there. And besides that, this case has been going on for about 10 years. As many of you know, the Rays know, we watched the adjudication process from arrest to right up till conviction on the Hussey and Chad Chin Daybell, Mr. Gherkin himself. And I told y'all a few videos ago that one of the reasons that I wanted to cover this case was because Donna Adelson was a mother and a grandmother. But I left out something important. And I think that it will all kind of, unfold as it does when her trial starts September 17th of here in the next month, or what, June, July, August, September, in about 2 months, that Donna Adelson demonstrated quite disturbingly that she was willing to use religion as a weapon against Dan Markell. Now, there isn't a better case out there ever than Chad and Lori's case of using religion as a weapon. Donna Adelson wanted to use it to get her way. There was no talk of wanting to murder Dan Markell in the emails that she had sent Wendy, her daughter, of any kind of threatening, let's kill him or anything like that. But she also knew that this would absolutely destroy Dan Markell if Wendy tried to enroll the children in some Catholic school or something, because he was Jewish and he was wanting to raise his sons in the Jewish faith. The fact that a mother and a grandmother would use religion as just a terrible weapon to hurt someone else, that's a really good reason for OKJ to sign up to this little series here in this world inside of a world about Donna Adelson. I'm going to be releasing the second email from Donna today, and this email will show you quite clearly that she is doing her domestic coordinating. In other words, she's talking to her own adult daughter about how to get her way. And also, she does not even seem coherent or understanding of what she's asking her daughter to do to her own grandchildren. The ultimate goal. Donna Adelson wants those children near her, her grandchildren. She wants her daughter near her. She wants them to be relocated near them. Wendy's court case there did not succeed in relocation. And Donna absolutely is livid about it. So much so that you would have to, when you read this email, and we'll read it together, I'll read it to you later on today when I release email number 2 from hell, right? You're going to see a woman that she had to, in her own mind, the wheels had to be turning on what can we do, because we're not winning in court. What else can we do? And then she gets laser focused, not only to get her daughter to do things that would hurt her own grandchildren, but she goes straight for the jugular of Dan Markel's religious belief. He just wanted to raise his children the way he'd been brought up. I said on the last video, when we read the email number 1, I said, you know, Wendy had a right herself to be able to help Dan, the father of these children and the mother of these children, help. She deserved it too. She deserved to be able to make decisions concerning religious upbringing and training. It's obvious, just like it is in all religions, I am assuming, that there are people that are strictly orthodox. They stick right to the seriousness of it. That there's ones that maybe say they're Jewish that, you know, are open to anything. I think we ran into this when we were talking about Mormonism and how some people, like Nate Eaton, he likes to drink a Coca-Cola. But then there are other people in that religion that don't drink any kind of caffeine or anything like that. And, you know, so there's a spectrum of faith in all religions. And I believe that Donna Adelson did not show any kind of seriousness about her religious training of her own self. It's almost like if you didn't know that this woman was Jewish, you would think that she is dogging out the religion itself. And the only thing that I have to go on, no matter what anyone believes, whatever religion they worship in and all of that, it really comes down to the fruits of a person, in my view. But it's serious to me, and it's something, you know, let me just say it like this. I'm not Jewish. What do I care? You know, what do I care if this Jewish woman, this mother and grandmother, gets her daughter who's Jewish to push buttons on a Jewish father of the children there? What does that bother me? Well, I'll tell you. When Donna Adelson is starting to talk about Jesus, using the term Jesus, just as Chad and Lori did, I take offense to that. It's obvious to me, in this day and time and in this world, that people will do anything and everything to get their way. They don't understand anything about blasphemy. They don't understand anything about the persecution of others through religion. Y'all, this is a big issue. Religion's been used as an excuse for wars throughout the ages. Religion has been used as a justification for murders all over the world, whatever the religion is. Religion has been used to pit people against each other. Religion has been used to have these certain religious people say, oh, you're all wrong and we're right, so that makes you a bad person. Well, in my view, religion should not be anything but love, acceptance, care, compassion. And Donna Adelson does not show one bit of any of that. when she is asking her daughter to take her grandchildren and baptize them in a Catholic church, which is just going to be all an act? Wouldn't she even stop to think how screwed up her grandchildren will be, and all because of what? Because Donna Adelson wants her grandchildren and her daughter near her, wants them to be relocated. She's willing to do this. It kind of harkens a little bit about Corey Richens. Remember, Corey Richens asked her mother in Wag the Dog Letter, she said, get pictures of the kids and put them all online. Like, she didn't care. She didn't care. And it's really collateral damage, really. It's sad to say it like that. But people are willing to hurt others, whether it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and in some cases physically, just to get their way. And they'll use whatever subject matter they feel the villain there is going to acquiesce or fall apart about. What's interesting about Donna Adelson using religion as a weapon, and y'all, this is my opinion, but I cannot see it any other way. And when I read out this second email today, you'll see what I'm talking about, and I'm sure some of you have already read it. I cannot help but think about the original date on Donna Adelson's trial was September 29th of this year, but she wanted it moved up because there was a Jewish holiday going to be happening in October, and she didn't want to be on trial during this holiday. Like, she's really trying to be reverent about a Jewish holiday, but she ain't got no problem having her daughter lie to those children, put those children in a different religion to weaponize the religion itself to get back at something or someone. It's disgusting. It's awful. Yeah, she wants that trial moved up, don't she know? She wants that trial moved up, not because she wants to honor anything in her Jewish religion in terms of holidays. She's doing it because she can't stand sitting in the jail, and she wants this dang trial to hurry up and happen so that she feels like she's going to win. Well, I'll tell you what, Dan Rashbaum, which was Charlie Adelson's attorney, he kicked ass and did an excellent job in Charlie's trial, and he still lost. He rolled his sleeves up. He did everything. He knew the case inside and out. They hired jury consultants. They paid out the ass. The Adelsons did. They got the best defense attorney in that area, and he did an excellent job. Even Dan Markel's parents was saying he did a great job. And now she wants the same attorney. She's already been to court to say, if there's a conflict here or whatever, I'm not going to hold it against anything that's going on, no appeals or nothing. I want Charlie's attorney, Dan Rashbaum. And he's going to definitely know a lot about the case, a lot of the evidence, whether it's circumstantial or direct. And yes, there's going to be direct evidence in Donna's trial because they've got her on wires, they've got her on jail phone calls. That's direct evidence when you can actually hear the defendant's own words. He's going to have to really do a Hail Mary or something, which, no pun intended there. Donna wanted Wendy to put on this great big act the performance of her life. She knew that the whole situation with the relocation and the judge's decision in that was going to stand. Even though Wendy had plans to refile the relocation petition, Dan Markel filed too. And he was going after her for the fact that she took money from him that he had before they were married. And he also started to let everyone know that he thought that her attorney had done something underhanded. And guess what? That attorney left Wendy, stepped away. So Wendy would have had to find another attorney and go through the whole thing again. And Donna Adelson threw her hands up in the air. And I don't know how long of a time Donna sat and thought about what she was going to say to Wendy, the domestic coordinator she was, but she absolutely lasered in on using religion as a weapon. And to hell with it all, if the children were being sent to a Catholic school all because of an act, they were going to be baptized. Even Donna Adelson herself said in this email that we're going to read later on that she'd already checked into summer camps of a different religion. Think about this woman. She is absolutely doing it to it, researching where the kids could go to any other religious institution besides what Dan Markel wanted to do, and that was bring his children up to be Jewish and to observe their religion. It's just crazy that people that have hubris and arrogance, lots of money, they feel like they're better than other people and stuff, they'll try anything until they get to a place where they have no control. And some of them, and in this case, you see it quite clearly, they hire a hitman. Just get rid of the problem. Who cares about this? They say to themselves. Who cares? They'd be better off without Dan Markel being the father of these children. I wonder, as the decision was made to move up the trial to September 17th from September 29th, and the reason being is because these holidays, these observations and observant type of religious things out of reverence and stuff. Will Donna be sitting in a jail cell observing her her Jewish background? Is she every day talking to her God? Does it cross her mind that her God would not have wanted her to do this to her daughter or her grandchildren? That there is nothing in it. Yes, in the email, Donna talks about, Charlie said that even the Americans had to put on Nazi outfits and drop behind enemy lines in order to to have a victory and all this and that. Basically saying, Wendy, just this is all an act. Have the kids baptized in this other church. Just give it to Dad. Give it to Jibbers there. To hell with what the children are going to feel and think. What was going to happen anyway? If Wendy put on her performance of a lifetime and did what Donna wanted her to do by sending the kids to a different religious organization, after Dan in Donna's eyes thought he'd give in and say, no, I'll do anything you want. Well, what? Because these children were 2 and 3 that maybe Donna in her own mind says, they won't remember what we put them through. The point is, it's non-negotiable. The relocation. Wendy and the children need to be relocated, and I am going to, and so is Charlie, going to compare this situation to Americans in a battle, a military battle with Nazis. It's just crazy. It really is, and I just cannot believe that more and more these days we are seeing cases run through the criminal justice system, where once people get busted and they get tried and they get convicted, usually they, during all, like interrogation or whatever, they're saying, well, God told me to do it, or I felt like God wanted me to do this. We went over that, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago, Rays, where people use the fact that they are religious as an excuse or justification for what they've done. We did that. We talked about that. I just wonder, though, in the Jewish community, when people who can readily read these emails of Donna, Jewish people that were friends with Donna and Harvey, who probably went to charity events with them, or even went, what is it, this fella that I did a video on, who's taken up for him, said that she and Harvey were active members in the Coral Springs synagogue there. They read this email of hers wanting to use religion as a weapon. Also bringing up that for Dan Markell to take his little boys to synagogue, that it was nothing more than indoctrination. And really, ultimately, these children of Dan Markell, where they are today, they're probably, 15 and 17 at this point. I mean, this stuff is out here. It ain't just about watching their uncle in a trial. They can look at those emails. They're public record. And to know the lengths and the evilness that Charlie and Donna and the whole Adelson family, really, if you really think about it, nobody's gonna tell me that Wendy did not know that this. If for nothing else, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. After it happened, she should have come right out and said, well, you know what? I'm in this interrogation room, and I just want y'all to know these emails that my mother's been sending me. She never talks about that. She does say that her family doesn't like Dan, and she even goes on to say, when asked about the dynamics of her family, she told the woman, the victim advocate, she says, it's fucked up. Excuse my French, y'all, but those were her words. Knowing what I know and knowing what you know about everything that was out there in terms of the emails and other things that Wendy knew, because her mother was sending the emails, she was reading them, you would think that she would have absolutely brought it out much more, and that the police would not have to rely on someone like Jeffrey Lacasse, who basically, it's almost scary, y'all. His interview, his police interrogation or interview there is on the community wall. This guy, before anyone even charged any of the other players, the hitman, Catherine McManawal, the go-between, which was Charlie's girlfriend, he laid it out in his interrogation like it was playing out. And he was spot on. I mean, he knew something was going on. I don't think he knew about the hit or nothing, but obviously in his interrogation, he got so many things right. And in the interview, he's like, this is just my thoughts. This is what I'm seeing. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone does things at least once in their life where it's just plain out disgusting, evil stuff. Now, that's my opinion. There might be some of you on here that says, no, I've never been like, I would never have these bad thoughts or anything like that. And you know what? More power to you. I can sit here and I can say, well, I would never ask my son, if I had grandchildren, say my son had some children, I would never ask him to do something, first of all, I would not ask him to do something that was wrong. And number two, I sure as hell would not ask him to do something that involved the grandchildren. Well, you can't, what is it, two wrongs don't make a right? You can't ask someone to do something wrong and expect a good result to come from that. And as I was reading the email, the second email anyway, that really homes in on this whole thing about religion being used as a weapon, I thought to myself, okay, what if Wendy would have followed Donna's instructions there, being the domestic coordinator that Donna was? What if she'd have done all that? How it would really have screwed up those children and screwed Wendy up. Not that Wendy's not screwed up enough already, being raised by that woman and her whole family, the way they saw everyone as beneath them. And I guess really it all comes down to, well, if she'd have followed through on that and got the kids into Catholicism and had them baptized and was torturing Dan about the whole thing and, you know, hoping that Dan would be like, stop doing this, Wendy, okay, you can relocate. How awful that would have been. And yet they go from that to actually murdering Dan. It's obvious, it's common sense that Wendy wasn't going to take her mom serious about these things. Maybe, just maybe, Donna was, well, I know Donna was serious about Wendy putting on a performance of her life, and she really wanted Wendy to do this because they had nowhere else to turn. The money was not going to get them their way this time. But maybe Donna wrote this and Wendy looked at it like, oh my gosh, she's asking me to do this. This is kind of funny because I know I wouldn't do it. Who knows? What I do know is that Wendy Adelson just coincidentally shows up over there at the murder site there at her old home where Dan Markell was murdered in his driveway, in his garage. Yet she says she didn't even think about the kids or nothing. She said she thought that some trees might have been down. Give me a break, y'all. Give me a break. And in the police interview, when they tell her that Dan has been shot and that he's not going to make it, she doesn't say immediately, are the children okay? No, because she knows they're okay. She knows they're okay. So Wendy knew that her brother had joked around. I don't believe that. Wendy knew that her brother had joked around about hiring a hitman. Jeffrey Lacoste says that Wendy was serious with him about this hitman scenario, which she denies, obviously. But even if you believe her, that Jeffrey Lacoste just made this up, he pulled it straight out his ass and went on the stand and said Wendy told him that, you know, it was going to cost, what, $10,000, $15,000 to take someone out. She did know about Charlie. And yes, she said some things to keep her own ass clean on all of it in the interrogation. But then again, at Charlie's trial, she says on the stand that her family had nothing to do with it. That's a crock of shit. Pure and simple. If for nothing else, she absolutely knew. Maybe she just was in denial about the plan. Maybe she didn't know all about the plan. Maybe it was just something. I mean, it's just strange to me that that her mother would set a TV appointment on the same day. She did it 7 days before that. And that this TV repair person was supposed to show up as an alibi, basically. It's weird. You know, Charlie buys her a brand new TV, and it just, something goes wrong with it. I mean, yeah, that's possible. But she goes on the stand and says, well, you know, their TV repair guy told me that it would cost more to repair the TV than go buy another one. In all actuality, what does that mean if we are to believe any of this? The bottom line is what? Charlie Adelson says it was cheaper to buy a television than hire a hitman. So what does that mean? That means that he would have to buy 2 televisions, or he bought a television instead of a hitman, and it broke anyway, and she's either going to have to buy another one, or old Donna, Grandma Donna's going to have to buy another one and pay the repairman for his time. He was there 45 minutes. What, because he can't fix the damn TV, he's not going to get some kind of service call money there? It doesn't add up. Many of you say that Wendy will eventually be arrested. I kind of want to believe that, but I kind of know that it's probably not going to happen. You know, when she got on the stand at Charlie Adelson's trial there, the prosecutor asked her right up front, you have this limited use immunity, which would make you think if it's limited use immunity that perhaps she will get arrested down the road. Just as we all thought that just because Zulema had use immunity, whether it was limited or not, that still left the door open. We all know that none of these cockroaches, these cult cockroaches in Chad and Lori's situation there are ever going to be arrested and charged with anything. But I just cannot help but think about the state of mind it would have to take someone to ask their daughter to do something so disgusting of not only messing and using religion as a weapon against Dan Markell, but also dragging those grandchildren into it. And the confusion that would have obviously happened if she'd have followed through on what Donna wanted her to do, and that is baptize them, you know, send out invitations. I'll send them to a different religion summer camp. I've already checked into all this. They didn't know of any other way to come at Dan Markell but through his spirituality and his religion. That was going to be the jugular for Donna. And she wanted Wendy to follow through on everything that Donna wanted her to do. It's sad because now Donna is sitting in a jail cell. She's going to be convicted, y'all. That's my view. I'm hoping through this case that we learn other things about Miss Donna there, Miss Domestic Coordinator. But even if it is a repeat and there's no difference in testimony, she's going to be convicted. I do believe. I have combed over the Charlie Adelson case in terms of direct and indirect evidence, circumstantial evidence, basically. And I just don't see that Donna's not going to be convicted. But I will say this. She's been charged the same 3 charges as Charlie. This is just an opinion. I could be wrong. She's going to get convicted on solicitation to commit murder and not the other ones. That's what I think. I don't think she'll be found guilty on all 3 charges. But who am I anyway, right? But that's what I think. Those children are at an age now. They're teenagers. And they've got their uncle who's spending the rest of his life in prison. I'm sure that those conversations have been talked about with their mother. She probably have told them, we just wanted to be close. My mother and my uncle just wanted us to be close to them. They thought it was best. She can't do any other thing other than to say they're all innocent. And these teenagers, they're not stupid. Kids growing up now, yeah, I know some of them, they say they know more than most people and all this and that. But, they've got advantages over other people that are older to them now. They have more information they can take in. And I think that Wendy cannot be that stupid to say that her mother and brother are completely innocent when there's an overwhelming amount of evidence there. And that Wendy wants her sons to believe that Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera, being prompted through Catherine Magbanawal, were extorting Charlie. It's ridiculous. And you know what? What if this would have happened, right? What if this was the plan? Catherine McBanawal opened her mouth, told Sigfredo and Louise there, hey, he's talked about hiring a hitman. And they go and they say, okay, this is going to be our plan. We're going to go over there, kill this guy we don't even know. Then we're going to go to Charlie and say, you better pay up. What if Charlie, they told him that, and he's like, you killed Dan Markel? I got to call the police. You know, give him the money up front, right? Give him the money because he's scared. And then immediately goes talk to police. I mean, common sense is common sense. What bothers me about this case is that Donna Adelson was a mother and a grandmother, not to mention a wife, but specifically a mother and a grandmother, and that she wanted her way. To hell with what her daughter Wendy wanted, what this would do to the grandkids. A mother and a grandmother using religion as a weapon. It's disgusting. I will get with y'all later today, releasing a video on the second email from hell. Leave your comments. Let me ask you this question before I go. If Wendy would have done as Donna wanted her to do, would Dan Markel, would he have caved in like Donna hypothesized and theorized about? And if you say, yes, Donna wanted Wendy to do this, Wendy did it, I mean, just as hypothetical here, and Dan Markel said, stop it, and just decided to let her go ahead and relocate and put those children in Hebrew schools there. First of all, how about this? Say Wendy did that. Say Wendy done what Donna wanted her to do, and then Dan Markel said, stop it. Do you think that he would have said, go ahead, relocate? No, he would have filed a motion saying, my wife is trying to pull this shit to try to get back at me so she can relocate. My children have already been going to synagogue, and she wants to do this. Or say, for instance, Wendy did this. She got the kids baptized into the Catholic Church there. I think it would have all looked really, really suspect to a judge. But Donna's not thinking clearly. Donna's not thinking clearly right now because guess what, y'all? You think about the state of Florida at her trial saying in their opening statement or through their evidence, whether or through a witness or whatever, that here's the email showing Donna wanted to use religion as a weapon. And yet here she is wanting this trial moved up because she wants to observe and be reverent to the Jewish faith because those holidays or whatever are falling later in October. On the one hand, she wants to use it as a weapon. On the other hand, she wants to use it as a benefit to her so that she can get her trial sooner. There you have it, y'all. Weapon, benefit. However you look at it, the woman's not realizing what religion is supposed to do. These are just my views. Religion is supposed to help you to establish and to feel close to whatever deity or religious, whatever it is, because there's all kinds of religions, y'all. And it's supposed to bear love, compassion, acceptance, understanding, a spiritual awareness of oneself, to be humble and meek and to care for others, to give liberally, to, do all those things. In my religion, It's about loving others as Jesus loved. And that's a freaking tall order. I've had problems left and right with it. I've failed over and over again in my life when it comes to what I feel that my belief system should produce. But, you know, I'll tell you one thing it does produce. It produces faith in me and an effort in me to continue to try. I'm not just going to give up. I'm going to keep doing the next best thing if it's all possible, unless I get sidewinded with a bunch of crap, you know, that I'm focused on that really makes no difference whatsoever. Bottom line is that she was a mother, a grandmother. She used religion as a weapon. I don't see how anyone could see it any other way. Even though those are my opinions in terms of the weaponization of religion, how anyone could see it any other way other than to say, well, someone could believe that those emails where she's talking about all that it's just her venting. She really doesn't mean for it to happen. No, because the email goes on to say that, you know, it's just an act. You know, we'll get through it. Just put on the act now. We'll deal with whatever we got to deal with later. So leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Thank you for letting me come to you with coffee. And in my case, a ciggy. And be looking for my email from hell #2 later on today. I hope everyone has a beautiful Wednesday. I want to thank all the Rays and all the people that have continued to come and comment. I read all your comments. Thank you so much for giving me a pass and allowing me to move forward, to get justice through understanding. So with that said, have a great Wednesday and keep on looking.